Hey, here's a quick update for the workshop and the regular city council meeting that we had on Tuesday, April 16th. The workshop was in regards to short-term rentals and what we want to do as far as an ordinance regarding those. Council realized that this is going to require much more discussion because there's pros and cons to various things. Right now, we do require a permit and a permit fee. Each year, we require a renewal to keep the permit with a permit fee. We're discussing doing away with the permit fees. We're discussing doing away with the permits or having them initially have a permit and then nothing after that. Talking about the pros and cons of the various options, and we realize it's going to need a lot more discussion. So that is to be continued. We moved on. There were no public comments during the regular city council meeting that started at 5:30. There were a lot of proclamations. A lot of things are recognized during this month and next month, such as April is Safe Digging Month. We have Earth Month, Administrative Professionals Week, Tourism Week, and Public Service Recognition Week. The city manager gave us a report for January and February regarding revenue, money coming in, and expenses, money going out. Public hearings, no one stood up to speak regarding the public hearings, which were about the installation of a three-way stop sign at North Hancock Drive and Avenue B, as well as approving a short-term rental permit for Christopher Penny for a house on West Stockton. The consent agenda was approved unanimously. There was just one small change with the minutes of the meeting. We also approved the payment for our law firm and an excused absence for Council Member Stokes. One of the things we discussed during our information and discussion item is the charter revisions. Our charter, our city charter, which is the governing document of the city, has not been updated or reviewed in the last 20 years, and they do need to be reviewed periodically. Definitely not every 20 years. Laws change. The Texas state legislature meets every couple of years, and things can change. Propositions have to be typed up, and then they will go to the voters for a vote, and we want them to go in the November election, since there should be a good turnout in that election because it's a presidential election. Some of the propositions we are looking at are removing the annexation things out of the document because they are no longer legal, and then also changing council member terms from 2 to 3 years, just because it would make it easier to accomplish some of the big goals before you have a possibility of having a majority of the council turn over every 2 years. We had an update from the Alpine Emergency Services Board, Paul Loeffler. This is the board that oversees the fire department. We talked a little bit more about short-term rentals, and that's to be continued. Moving the farmers market to the visitor center. Also, the policies and procedures regarding proclamations and ceremonial requests. And then city buildings and the plan moving forward, including future improvement, changes, and relocation of employees. Action items were all approved unanimously, including the addition of the stop sign, the ordinance for Chapter 23, City Council, and how we conduct our meetings, the rules of procedure, the agendas. We had a final reading for basically selling the alley. It's a little piece of property that runs through the new building that the Family Crisis Center has just recently bought. That building has been there for over 50 years. The alley runs right through it, and so they are purchasing it from the city of Alpine. We also approved the Texas Water Development Board applications for two things: requests for financial assistance for the lead service line replacement, and then also filing authorized representation for the lead service line replacement funding under the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund. Okay, moving on, the transfer of hotel occupancy tax money that we have awarded to the Kiwanis Club for the 4th of July, moving it to Alpine Community Projects for the 4th of July. That is the group that is taking over the 4th of July celebrations. Also, there's the possibility of having a new high-intensity lighting along the international border. This would effectively end our dark sky reserve designation. Alpine is currently part of the largest international dark sky reserve in the world. Little change in that letter. We're going to look at it again at the next city council meeting before it is sent out. We had the city secretary's performance evaluation and goals for the upcoming year. He wanted this in open session. He had the right to have it in closed session, but he wants to be completely transparent. The goals we are going to continue at the next city council meeting or possibly the one after. In executive session, we had consultation with our city attorney, and then we also performed the evaluation for the city manager, and the goals will be at the next city council meeting or the one after that. All right, well, I hope everyone takes care, and I'll see you next time.